welcome to the NASBoys 2023 awards. This is another really big bonus video, which I'm really excited for, and it will be the last video of the 2023 season and the year 2023. So whenever you are watching this, Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Yeah, 2023 awards is always one of my favorite episodes of the year. Sort of recapping everything that's happened, the good, the bad, the ugly, and just reminiscing on what is going on in NASCAR throughout the year.
Yeah, and plus, the awards also, at the end is also nice because we get to talk about some of our favorite moments, and those are the moments that build us together. So
we got a lot of different awards for you tonight. So we're going to kick things off with the best race of the 2023 season. The nominees for this one are the Coca-Cola 600, the Chicago Street Course, Atlanta 2, and Kansas. And the winner of the best race is the Coca-Cola 600 with 47% of the vote. Chicago Street Course got 33, Atlanta 2 got 20, and Kansas got 0% of the vote. This is a valid race. The Coke 600 winning 2 years in a row again. The next gen car has been perfect on Charlotte, and I really hope the oval will make a return for a second date at some point.
Yeah, me too. I love Charlotte, and it's my hometown track. I'm not surprised by that vote at all. I figured that's what people would select.
yeah, besides just the track itself, with all the history in Charlotte, the fan base, and then you add, how the track runs. It's always ran pretty good, especially with this new pack. So yeah, it always brings pretty exciting racing.
And then next up, we got best performance. Now, this is obviously a individual driver performance. The nominees for this one include William Byron at the first Las Vegas race, Kyle Larson at the first Phoenix race, Christopher Bell at Bristol Dirt, and Joey Logano at the first Atlanta race. And the winner of this one is surprisingly not Joey Logano, but William Byron at Las Vegas with 64% of the vote. Logano got 22%, Bell got 14%, Larson got none of the vote. I think this was a valid point. William Byron had a pretty strong race at Las Vegas.
Yeah, did. He led over half the race, and for the nominees, most of them, they had led over half the race or close to at least half the race. Personally, I would have said it was Tyler Reddick at Coda or Michael McDowell at Indianapolis. Michael McDowell led almost pretty much that entire Indianapolis race. Then Tyler Reddick was just so strong at Coda. He was just so much faster than everybody else.
Yeah, I will agree that William Byron at Las Vegas was pretty good. I'd say like something like I don't know, I can't remember if we had one of these as an option. If we do, I'll just run into it later. But definitely, like, I would say like best performances that I've seen in like a short couple races is definitely Chris Buescher.
Yeah, well, speaking of which, the reason why we did not have most improved driver is unanimously Chris Buescher. I mean, let's be real here. That's just an individual award.
I mean, you're not wrong.
Yeah,
not wrong.
No, I mean, just very, very impressive. Yeah, I don't know. Chris he's got that dog in him.
Next up, we got best track. The nominees for this one include Talladega, Daytona, Charlotte, and Atlanta. And the winner of this is Talladega with 44% of the vote. Charlotte is second with 25%. Atlanta is third with 18%. And Daytona is fourth with 13%. Talladega is pretty valid. This is probably my favorite track on the NASCAR circuit. It always provides entertaining racing. So very valid.
Talladega has put on some great races this year. Even though it has become more of a crash fest recently, I feel like it's been very exciting. It's been a lot of lead changes, especially in the fall race. So I think that they're completely right with this vote.
Yeah, I agree. And plus, Talladega reminds me of old school NASCAR, and I love old school racing.
Next up, we got best manufacturer. Y'all know the nominees for this one: Chevy, Ford, and Toyota. But y'all care about the winner. The winner of this one is Chevy with 69% of the vote. Nice.
Nice.
Ford was second with 25, and Toyota was third with 6%. Valid. Their cars really looked like the championship running cars, but didn't win it thanks to NASCAR's stupid playoff format.
A very nice vote. I definitely agree. They were just Chevrolet was obviously the best manufacturer this year.
Yeah, I agree as well. They did pretty good.
So let's start with some of the more unfortunate awards. Next up is the worst crash of the season.
Ooh.
The nominees for this one are Ryan Preece at Daytona.
A big push coming now for Harvick. Oh, and around goes a couple cars. Preece upside down. He's barrel rolling through the grass. Ryan Preece upside down in the infield.
Dean Thompson and others in the truck race at Texas.
On the racetrack.
Caution is out for the 8th time on the front stretch. Oh, Dean Thompson. Oh, and a big hit after he had already come to a stop on the racetrack. 4 different trucks collected there.
Blaine Perkins flip.
Stacy. Blaine Perkins with huge damage.
He hit the end of the wall, Joey.
Great where he kicks out like that. And that shot doesn't do justice. And look at this car. Barrel rolling down the backstretch.
And that wasn't the half of it. By the way, Dexter Stacy has also climbed from his race car.
So this is Blaine Perkins. You see he's going to get hit. The car's going to catch the air, land right here on the roof, and here comes the barrel roll.
Right when you get sideways like that, it starts to bite, and then off it goes. And at this point, you hope when it's up in the air that it doesn't land on the roof.
Look at the parts and pieces just coming off that race car as it barrel rolls down the back straightaway.
It's at 6, 7 times I think I saw that car go around.
And Denny Hamlin getting dumped by Larson at Charlotte.
Front straightaway. Hard in the wall goes Hamlin. Chase Elliott.
The inside of Chase. Gets loose. You see him lift out of the gas. The flames. Crowded Chase. Got into him. They saw some retaliation there.
Or did Keselowski get into the left rear corner of Elliott there?
And the winner of this one is by really no surprise Ryan Preece at Daytona. I mean, does that really have to be explained? That was just a brutal wreck. It looked like something straight out of a video game. Worst flip I've ever seen. Yeah, just valid vote. 78% of the vote. Blaine Perkins flip got second with 17%. Denny Hamlin was third with 5, and Dean Thompson did not get any votes.
Yeah, honestly, I thought Dean Thompson was pretty bad too because he got hit while at a stop. But another one that was an honorable mention for me was Greg Van Alst at Talladega. He ended up getting a fracture in his back. It was a pretty bad hit. But Preece, I feel like obviously is going to be what everyone's going to vote for here. As I said, I think I said this during the episode. Like we had it on one of the streams while at work, while we were doing other broadcasts, and we were all just like, "Bruh!" Like we just didn't expect that. Car 30 feet in the air like that. Didn't think the next gen car would be flipping like that at Daytona. Definitely caught us off guard, and thankfully he was okay.
Next up, we got Bet. Oh, sorry, Cam. Go ahead.
No, you're good. You're good. Yeah, I was gonna say, it was a pretty scary flip. Yeah, I remember seeing that, and I remember just being like, "No way, no way."
Next up, we got Best Rivalry. Now, the nominees for this one, there's really 2. It's either Denny Hamlin and Kyle Larson or Sheldon Creed versus the entire RCR team. And the winner of this one is Denny Hamlin and Kyle Larson with 67% of the vote. Sheldon Creed and RCR got 33%. This is really valid. I mean, Denny Hamlin and Larson, I don't know how much of it was really like a rivalry or more so like people were hyping it up. But I think that Hamlin was driving Larson really stupid at a lot of points at races. But Sheldon Creed and RCR as a team is just crazy. Like I saw somewhere he was mad for like 2 years. So I hope Sheldon does well at JGR. He's going to be driving, I believe, the 81 car next year. I can't.
Yeah.
One of the guys is driving the 81 with him and Chandler.
Yeah.
JGR's lineup next year is a little different, but I feel like at one point Chastain and Hendrick was for about 2 weekends because Chastain was not making any friends at Hendrick. I remember the Darlington post race interviews in the media center while I was there. Hendrick wasn't too happy with Chastain, even though they were celebrating the win with Byron. I could see it in Hendrick's face when he was asked about Ross Chastain, how he felt about him, and it was kind of funny. But yeah, I definitely think Hamlin rubbed a lot of fenders this year.
Yeah, Hamlin's just an idiot.
He is. Next up, we got worst move. Now, this is obviously either a racing move or, in some people's cases, an idiotic move that you do in the garage. The nominees for this one include Chase Elliott dumping Denny Hamlin at Charlotte, Sheldon Creed at Martinsville, which I didn't think was dumb.
Back to the gas they go. Way up the racetrack goes Hill. Creed into the back of the 21. He doesn't push him up high enough, but here he comes. He gets to the inside. The white flag's in the air. One more time around. The 7 got into the wall. Now Creed pushing the 21 up the racetrack. They're side by side. Creed has to win to make it into the championship 4. He's never won in the Xfinity Series. They smoked the tires. Here comes the 7. Contact made. The 7 of Allgaier on the inside. Creed, Allgaier's going to win at Martinsville. And they wreck on the front stretch. Big contact.
Personally, I'll say that now. Denny Hamlin dumping Kyle Larson.
But Denny had to lift. He did. Oh, he turned him. And Larson's in the wall.
Oh, my gosh. Barely tapped him. Run, Denny. Oh, goodness gracious.
Denny Hamlin comes sailing off turn number 4.
Sure did.
To the checkered flag. Hamlin wins Kansas after a fierce battle with Kyle Larson, who finishes 2nd.
Took it from him. Literally took it from him.
Or Matt Crafton fighting Nick Sanchez at Talladega. And the winner of this one is Matt Crafton fighting Nick Sanchez with 41% of the vote. Chase Elliott dumping Hamlin was 2nd, and then tied with Sheldon Creed and Denny Hamlin dumping Kyle Larson. Personally, I agree with the Matt Crafton thing because Matt Crafton is like 40 years old and he's dumping, or he's not dumping, but he's fighting a guy who's like 20-something over a racing deal. It wasn't even that big of a deal. It was just a racing incident that has happened. Grow up, Matt Crafton, you freaking clown.
Well, if anything, too, I mean, that whole ordeal, it was just a racing accident. But, I mean, some other ones that, like, I thought it was, like, the Bubba Wallace's bad block in the spring race and on the last lap was pretty bad. And then another one that I thought of, but it wasn't that bad, was William Byron when he blocked the street course in Chicago. And, yeah, I honestly, I agree with the Crafton one, but a close second would be Chase Elliott dumping Hamlin because that could have been way worse. You don't hook somebody into the fence off of turn 4 at Charlotte. Like, it's just so stupid. And he thankfully, I hope, I don't even remember. Did he get any penalty from that? I don't remember if he did.
For like 2 races.
Oh, yeah, he did. Yeah. So, I mean, at least he got suspended for it. Yeah. It's been such a long year that I forgot that he got penalized.
Yeah. I definitely think Matt Crafton fighting Nick Sanchez. Well, that was so funny, dude. That was such a silly fight. I don't know. I always love when a NASCAR fight happens, man.
Yeah. And then next up, we got Best Paint Scheme. The nominees for this one are Kevin Harvick's Budweiser throwback, though you could include the North Wilkesboro throwback as well. Just all the Kevin Harvick throwbacks this season were fire. Eric Jones, Guns N' Roses. This one was kind of biased. William Byron's Darlington throwback and the Ricky Bobby and Cal Naughton Talladega Nights throwback set with Chase Briscoe is Cal Naughton, and Ricky Bobby is, or not Ricky Bobby, Ryan Preece is Ricky Bobby. The winner for this one is obviously going to be Kevin Harvick with 47% of the vote. Eric Jones was second. The Talladega Nights set was third, and William Byron was fourth. I'm pretty valid. I really like that Budweiser scheme. It just complements the car so well. It actually looks like the bottle of Budweiser, and I wish that Budweiser stayed in. So it was really cool that they came back for one last race.
Yeah, I really liked Harvick's schemes this year. I've always been a fan of them. And the Guns N' Roses one I thought was really cool as well. I feel like Suarez had some great schemes this year too. Same thing with Chastain. I feel like Trackhouse Racing has great paint schemes. But what about you, Cam?
Yeah, no, I definitely think the Guns N' Roses one took the cake for me personally. But I will say like I'm talking like all time paint schemes. Harvick has had a lot, man. I mean, there's just a lot of really good paint schemes he's had.
I think my personal top three this season would be the Guns N' Roses car was my favorite. Then it was the Harvick car, and then the Talladega Nights cars. But then I also want to include the Jordan car that Tyler Reddick drove at Charlotte. So that's probably like my top four. And then I guess if I had to add one more to make it five, actually, I can't think of a fifth one right now, but those are really my five favorites or my four favorites. Right. But worst paint scheme now. We got Denny Hamlin, Operation Warm, Tyler Reddick's Monster Beast, Martin Truex Jr. Racers, or William Byron's Relay. The winner of this one was William Byron Relay with 46% of the vote. Denny Hamlin, Operation Warm is second with 40%. And then Tyler Reddick and Martin Truex tied. Honestly, this was pretty valid with William Byron. That car was so bland. I think it's like white with like barely any design on it.
Yeah, honestly, the relay one was pretty bland. But I feel like the two of the other ones that were really bad. I thought the treetop one by Ricky Stenhouse Jr. was pretty awful. Stenhouse Jr. obviously didn't design it, but it was just very weird. The green and red combo just doesn't work. And then the Eric Jones always carry Underwood one was very odd too. But those are just a couple other ones. I honestly, if I were to pick one, I would go with Ricky Stenhouse Treetop because that one was just the colors didn't mix.
Yeah, dude. Honestly, his colors look like a vegan's fate, like dreams. The colors on that car looks like a vegan's dreams. That car, listen, that car looks like it looks like a Walmart brand Lysol. It's very bad. And then as for William Byron, yeah, it was just bland. It was just kind of like disappointing, you know. I don't know, but yeah, no, I definitely think the Stenhouse one's worse. It reminds me of vomit.
And then next up, we got the worst overall season. Noah Gragson, Austin Dillon, Todd Gilliland, or Chase Briscoe. And you already know the winner of this one, Noah Gragson with 82% of the vote. Austin Dillon was second with 18. Todd Gilliland and Chase Briscoe did not get any votes. This is pretty valid. Noah Gragson had a rough year throughout the season. He wrecked a lot, and then he ended up getting suspended over liking that meme. And now he's in the SHR 10 car. Obviously, we'll talk about it more when it comes time for Daytona. But my thoughts currently is that it's really surprising that he's in the 10, but I hope he does better because you got to give him some pass since Legacy is literal crap.
Well, I wouldn't say Legacy is that, but
no, they're literal crap, Christian.
I just don't like to use that word about teams, but I will say all those drivers had down years. You know, Dylan had an awful year. Todd Gilliland did not perform like we thought he would, considering how well he did last year. Same thing with Harrison Burton. Chase Briscoe has struggled very mightily due to the flag of himbo. Eric Jones and Justin Haley. And Justin Haley not doing that one colleague. He's going to do worse in the 15 car, I think. So I don't get that move. I think that's obviously one of the worst signings of the year. But I do think I do have to agree with Noah Gregson because he just went through. He was just wrecking every single race it seemed, and just struggled out there on the track. And then obviously having the suspension and just not a good year for the dude. But hey, maybe he'll do better in Stuart Haas.
Yeah, the only thing I can say about Noah Gregson is garbage year, man. I mean, listen, you can't poop out something that smells that bad, man. Let me tell you, that bad season, bad season.
Then next up, we got best content creator. These are obviously other YouTubers other than ourselves. We got Eric Estep, Black Flags Matter, Michael Marutz, or LE Productions. The results of this are 53% voted for Eric Estep. No surprise there. Michael Marutz was second with 24. Black Flags Matter was third with 24, and Ellie was fourth with 11%. Pretty valid to vote for Eric Estep. I mean, he's always at the races. He's always covering stuff. He's always on time with his coverage. So very valid point.
Now, I do have a little bit of a hot take. There was multiple other ones that I had down for this, and here's my reasoning for who I think had the best this year, and it's very tough, but I would say Ely Productions probably had the best content out there. And I mean, it's very tough to choose this, but Ely's just content was the quality was amazing. I thought his stories and storytelling was great along with his videos. And I didn't know about his channel until earlier this year. I started watching some of his videos and I was like, this guy puts in a lot of effort. I felt like he definitely has a great storytelling voice. And he does a lot of great stuff with his graphics too with his thumbnails. So I thought that he was probably the best one in my opinion. Some other ones I just want to mention, NFJJ. He has some quite interesting stories as well, and I've actually did a couple videos with him this year. Petty Brothers Racing. I didn't know if y'all knew this, but some of the Petty family has been making some YouTube videos, and they talk about some of the old races and what it's like to be on the pit crew and stuff like that. I thought that their videos was really nice. Also, shout out to TobyChristie.com and Above the Yellow Line. They've done some great stuff over there. Taylor's done a great job with Above the Yellow Line, and I really enjoy what she puts out. She does a lot of news stuff, but she also does a lot of like tier list and reviews and stuff like that. And then I don't know if I mentioned this other one, Racing Roots. But yeah, those would be some other names that I'd like to mention that I feel like did a great job this year.
With Ely Productions, I think he was in the community in like early 2015, 2016. I'm not entirely sure. But, I watched this guy's production go up and up, and he's really good. I've seen some of his videos this year. I've liked a lot of his stories. I think I watched a couple, and I really enjoyed them. I like his thumbnails. I like his editing. I like his storytelling style. Definitely an up and up creator.
Yeah, I actually have a cousin who's not into NASCAR, and he actually came up to me because of Ely Productions. And he's bringing Ely as like he's brought some people in, which is really cool. But really, I think this isn't really fair because to me, I feel like with the content creator, like the best content creator, you can kind of put them in best for their own reasons. Like for Ely, I say like he probably has the best storytelling, but I think Eric Estep has the best
coverage.
What do you call that? I'm sorry. I'm trying to think. Consistency. So sorry.
Okay, yeah, consistency.
Yeah, consistency. Yeah, that's fair.
So I don't know. I think all of them respectively probably have their own things that they're better at.
Yeah, I definitely.
Yeah, you're not wrong at all. I agree. Yeah.
And then next up, we got best NASCAR Insta page. Most of these are meme pages, but we got NASCAR Memes IG, Above the Yellow Line, Tremendation, or Dank NASCAR Memes. Now, the winner of this one is actually a tie between NASCAR Memes IG and Tremendation. And I'm gonna settle the tie here. I'm gonna settle the tie. NASCAR Memes IG, without a doubt, for me.
I agree. Listen, let me tell you, people. I gotta show love to my boy.
I mean, honestly, it's tough for me to choose between these guys because I mean, Tremendation. The only reason why I say you want to be Tremendation is he didn't post as much. NASCAR Planet, they put out a lot of great stuff this year. So did the Dale Car NASCAR Vault. I've actually met him this year, and he's done a lot of interesting things. Dang, NASCAR Media didn't post as much this year either. But he was a nominee above the O line. I feel like I gotta put Taylor up there. I think she did a better job than Tremendation and some of these other guys. But a couple other ones I thought were pretty cool. We got 670s NASCAR. You got Jimmy Logano and Daily Downforce. I would say Daily Downforce want to be up in the top 5, even though it'd be tough to choose, but definitely top 10. Just because it's run by multiple people, I think. And there's a lot of different creators involved with it. And they do a great job over there. But I'd say it's either between NASCAR Memes IG or above the O line, in my opinion.
Yeah, I got NASCAR Memes IG, and then someone else that I'd also say, because like to me, like this is like in the meme category. But he was the one, and I can't remember his name, so you guys might have to help me here. But the guy who used to create the YouTube shorts, or he still does.
Michael Maroots.
Yes.
Yeah, that's YouTube. Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of categorize him here because I think he just made better. I don't know. He had a lot of funny memes and videos that we use on the podcast. So
yeah. Next up, we got the most popular driver, getting close to the end here. We got Ryan Blaney. Now, just as a disclaimer, these are just the guys that I see mostly fans rooting for. So we got Ryan Blaney, Chase Elliott, Bubba Wallace, or Kyle Larson. And the winner of that, you already know who it is. We probably shouldn't have even included him, but Chase Elliott with 47% of the vote. Ryan Blaney and Bubba Wallace were tied with second, and then Larson was in fourth with 13% of the vote. I mean, there's nothing to say. It's Chase Elliott.
Yeah, you're not wrong. I mean, every NASCAR race I've been to this past year, I've seen so many Elliott and Larson fans. I mean, it's insane. So I gotta go with those guys. But another thing I thought of too, I probably should have mentioned this a little bit earlier, but involving content creators. I mean, the Dale Jr.'s download had a lot of interesting episodes this year too. I feel like, I don't know how much I'll watch that, but Junior and his production team do a pretty good job. They had some very interesting interviews.
And then next up, we got the Clown of the Year. The nominees for this year's Clown of the Year. The nominees for this year are Danica Patrick, Noah Gregson, NRF Productions, and Matt Crafton. Now, Danica Patrick, because of the thing she said about Sherry Pollux and Martin Truex Jr.'s relationship. Noah Gregson, probably because he liked a meme. NRF Productions because of his stupid takes. And Matt Crafton for punching Nick Sanchez. And the winner of this one, surprisingly, unanimously, Danica Patrick, 75% of the vote. Wow. Matt Crafton was second with 13. Noah Gregson and NRF were tied with 6. Which I think Matt Crafton was a bigger clown if you're talking like NASCAR. But what Danica said about Martin Truex and Sherry Pollux was definitely clown worthy.
Yeah, I mean, I gotta agree with you on that. I do think that with Crafton's situation, just you gotta know better. As someone who's been in the truck series for over about 20 years, if not over 20 years, you gotta handle situations better than that. And then Gregson, he just made a couple bad decisions. Same thing, Chase Elliott on the track, and Gregson off the track. But NRF Productions, some of his takes this year were very atrocious, and some of his tweets too. Good grief. Another one I thought of too was Fox with the Truck Series broadcast. I know some people were thinking about that and saying stuff about that all year. I think we discussed this a little bit on one of the other episodes. We didn't feel like Jamie Little should be in the booth with Michael Waltrip. It's their decision at the end of the day. It's what they're going to do. But I just felt like Jamie Little's better reporter, pit road reporter than doing commentary play by play, but she still does a great job. She does the best she can. Then Michael Waltrip, his character is interesting. I mean, he had some dumb tweets this year too. Probably one of the worst ones I saw was about him saying that they should reduce the sound of the cars, which is like, bruh, like, I mean, it's one reason why people come to the races is the noise. So,
yeah, I think the biggest in general is just Fox. I'm tired of Fox. We're all tired of Fox. They can't record nothing right. They can't get nothing on camera. They put all the wrong people in. They're just really annoying. I'm gonna be honest. They're really annoying. Yeah,
and
they're
now
really
they're back for another 10 years.
Yep, another 10 years of missing every single big important moment. I'm waiting for the time where somehow they're gonna forget filming the finish line, like the last lap. Don't forget to do it. Trust me, people, it'll happen.
Oh man, I mean, something similar has happened where they forget to film a burnout.
Yeah, that's true. They did forget to film a burnout. Oh my god, it's terrible.
And then for the final award of the night, MVD, Most Valuable Driver or Best Driver, whatever you want to call it. These were, in my opinion, the three best drivers, and then Ryan Blaney since he won the championship. But we got Denny Hamlin, William Byron, Ryan Blaney, or Kyle Larson. And the winner of this one is William Byron with 60% of the vote. Kyle Larson was second with 14. Ryan Blaney and Denny Hamlin tied with 13. Very valid point for William Byron. He had like 6 wins. He was definitely the best, most consistent driver all season. And one more time of 2023, even though I'm not a William Byron fan, he should have won the championship, but NASCAR screwed him because their format sucks.
Well, I'm not gonna say some of his words, but I will say that Byron was the undisputed best driver of the year. I feel like he just had the best year. He led the second or third most laps behind Larson. Just a great year for him and that team. They should have won the championship, no doubt. Then Xfinity Series, I will say Xfinity Series best driver is John Hunter Nemechek.
Yeah, and then trucks would probably have to be Hocevar Heim.
Yeah, I agree. I definitely think Byron though, man. I mean, he had such a good season. I mean, I can't even really hate on. There's nothing I can hate on about it. It was such a good season, and it is a little disappointing that he couldn't win the championship.
All right, so before we close the episode out, Cam has an announcement he would like to make.
Yeah. So pretty much I've been thinking about it for a hot minute now, and I have decided that I would like to leave the podcast. It's been a long time coming, man. I mean, that's when it really comes down to it, it's been a long time coming, and like I can even tell you guys because you guys, like, I'm really close with the fans as well. Just with you guys listening, I mean that means a lot to me, anyways, right? Like we're not like some big time creator. I'm just some kid. They're just they're just some people too. And you guys listen to us and you value our opinion. So the fact that you guys can do that, like I can open up and tell you guys, like I feel like you guys can probably tell just as much as we can tell. I've been a lot absent, in some of the episodes, as well as I've also just been, not really giving my A+ effort, sometimes in the episodes as well. I'm sure there's times where I've been sluggish and just kind of meh. And that's not good. You know what I mean? That's not healthy for the podcast. That's not good for you guys. That's not fair to you guys. And it's really not fair to them either. So, because of that, that was also part of it. And then, the other part is just, maybe it's because I'm growing up. I don't really know. I love podcasting. But I can tell you guys like this, I'm about to graduate and start getting a job and start working pretty good. And, so I think that's just a lot for me as well. And, I love you guys, man. I love these boys here. These are my brothers. You guys don't know, but we've been closer than the 3 years on the podcast. I've known each other I've known them for longer. And, so yeah, it feels weird to say this. I don't know. It feels a little weird. I can't lie. It feels a little weird, but, I just want to say I appreciate you guys, and, I hope these two go far, And thank you guys for always being there and always being supportive. And I think we can give our last piece.
Well, we're certainly
Yeah.
going to miss you, Cam, without a doubt. You brought a lot of energy to the podcast. You always made us laugh with your roasts about the paint schemes and some of the other drivers, and definitely Denny Hamlin. But, I totally get why you're leaving, and I wish you the best of luck on your future endeavors. And just so you know, you're always welcome to come on for any episodes that you want to.
Oh, for sure. There will definitely be some in the future. So.
Yeah, and I mean, that was well said by both of y'all. Thank you, Cam, for being on the podcast and being a friend. And we've had a lot of fun memories. The car crash reactions. The paint scheme reviews. We've had a lot of fun doing this show. And it's crazy how fast time flies too. Because I remember when we first started too. It's like a couple years ago. And we're all at a different point of our lives. I've done graduate college. I moved up to Charlotte. I'm almost in my mid-20s, which makes me feel old. And then Mike just recently, started college not that long ago. And then, Cam, now you're about to graduate high school, and I'm very excited for you for that. And hope everything goes well with that and in the future job.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, I don't really have much else to say, but I just want to say thank you for being on the show, being encouraging. And we'll definitely miss having you on here. And I'm sure the fans will as well. And just thank you very much. And it would definitely be sad not having you on here every episode, but I definitely understand where you're coming from, and yeah, man, it's definitely I don't have anything else to say. That's all I could really put in the words.
Yeah, I appreciate it, guys. I do. And I know you guys out there, I appreciate you guys one more time. And, this is a really fun part and chapter of my life. So thank you. And can I do the honors of the like, comment, and subscribe?
Yes, go ahead.
I appreciate it. You guys can let us know what you feel down below. Like, comment, and subscribe. Don't forget to hit that bell notification. And we're out. Peace.
Peace.
You only calling 9, you wanting what I think.